Water. Thankfully for most of us, enjoying a glass of water is as simple as going to our tap. But in many remote villages in Uganda, simply drinking water can be a life-threatening challenge. Wells of Life strives to bring this daily hazard by drilling safe, accessible water wells that give the people of Uganda hope, one well and one drop of clean water at a time. During a trip to Africa in 2008, I saw many startling sights, many that touched my heart. None more moving than children lacking clean water. I remember once at a roadside, we saw a group of children scooping dirty water into a jerry can. It was later found that there was no clean water well anywhere close by. In the absence of clean water, children and families are often forced to ingest dirty water. A life sentence, surely that no child should face.
You'll have families of 4 or 5, just like any family that we would have here, you know, living in a rural village with no clean water, no health care, you know, no guarantee of food, no guarantee really of anything, just trying to survive. And the water is probably the biggest issue that they have to deal with. It has the most consequences, and it's the most difficult for them to deal with on a daily basis. You would see children, moms, daughters, little boys carrying water for miles on end, for hours on end, every day, just to survive.
The best way to describe it was there were no words. I was speechless. It was overwhelming, the stench, the filth. The nurses were overworked. There was one nurse to 50 patients, and here in the United States, at most, a nurse will have 1 to 5 patients. A lot of times throughout the day, I'm starting to see more and more things in regards to how they live their lives. It's very organic. They're very in touch with the earth. They grow everything. They plant everything. They carry water, things that we take for granted. And I realized it when I was home and I had to get water for my dog. And I put water in a dog dish. Sorry. And I thought, even my own dog has fresh drinking water. And that same day, I saw my neighbor getting their car washed. And I thought, there's fresh water right there. So all these things that we take for granted and we waste, it's life-giving to somebody else.
As we look at Wells of Life, I can see that just drilling a borehole in that community and bringing the community together and giving them clean water, they could have real water that they would be able to drink, and perhaps they would not have the infection and all the diseases that they had that were rampant in that village as we walked through. We weren't deserving of the greeting they gave us, but yet they said, this is what we needed. We can now go to school, we're not sick, we can go home, and we can have an education, and we can again break the cycle of poverty.
While the challenges the Ugandan people in these remote areas are many, they're not insurmountable. For approximately $6,000, a new clean water well can be dug that will serve approximately 1,000 villagers. That's only $6 per person. It's less than the cost of an average lunch in the Western world today. A water well becomes a catalyst in a community. It becomes a simple, measurable form of giving. Our donors at Wells of Life have changed the world for over 200,000 people, one well at a time.
Being involved with Wells of Life has just really pinpointed to me the different ways that you can lose a child and the different ways that you can save a child. You can lose a child through a horrible death to a waterborne illness, or you can lose a child to social media and disconnect from the community and the family. This gives a chance for each community to give to each other and for the kids here to see the joy and the hard work that goes into the families who are in Africa, who work as a team day in and day out just to provide the basic needs just to survive.
To any mom out there, I would say you're giving your child the greatest gift when you teach them how to give back to others. Having Cassie involved really united us to each other. It was an answer to my prayer, literally. And so when I was going through Wells of Life, and raising the money, it really felt like we were just leading towards that answer to prayer. Also, during that time frame, we had adopted a little girl in Africa. Her name is Janet, and Cassie refers to her as her sister. We've never met her, but it's so inspiring. Bringing the water well was like we were running for Janet. We were doing this for Janet. It was just a united thing for me and for Cassie.
We were just really excited to get the kids involved, and we spent 7 months, or the kids spent 7 months doing extra chores around the house. They donated their birthday money, holiday money that they had gotten from Christmas. For us, it was great to be able to show the kids pictures online and really just show them what is going on. And it's such a good teaching opportunity for the kids, and to show them, even getting them a glass of water, just saying, look how lucky we are.
I think there's always going to be people who are trying to get more involved, even if they're not people who I know personally. I think if I bring this to the entire school, there are going to be people who step up and volunteer to help. It would be really special and heartwarming to feel like I've made a difference in not just one person's life, but an entire community. Because I've seen what the Wells have done through the pictures and the videos, and that is just so special, and I think that it would mean the world to me to be able to be a part of that.
I know firsthand that a corporation can make a massive difference in the world because I was involved. And once I shared with people the situation over in East Africa, where women will walk 3 miles to and from to procure clean water for their family, including all the girls in the family involved, people got very, very excited, and they were moved to support. And I saw in a matter of a couple of hours, we were able to raise money to pay for 13 wells. And it was easy. It was so doable for everybody. I think sometimes that one well seems like a big deal for a family, but when you have a lot of people coming together for one common cause, it is a simple, simple process.
Wells of Life was created for one specific purpose: to bring the gift of clean water to rural communities in Uganda. We stand for a world where no person should be denied the basic human right of access to clean water. Every $6 donation changes one person's life in Uganda forever. And the act of helping provide that gift can change you forever too. We look forward to working with you to help inspire individuals, families, groups and corporations to enter into a collaborative effort through funding water wells. On behalf of Wells of Life, I want to thank you for helping promote our $6 solution to engage people in providing clean water for life. One person, one well, and one clean drop of water at a time.
I just helped my family build a family well, and you can too.